So, what have I been doing lately? Well, it's been slow going. I've been digging a lot of trenches. I've been clearing out each zone, zone by zone, and I've been putting together my parts list. Some stuff is kind of tough to get because of the deal with COVID still going on, so they're running out of parts, having trouble getting some of the rainbird parts I'm ordering. So I got that all taken care of, but I figured real quick I didn't have a lot of progress the last 2 weeks. I took a little downtime, to be honest. I'm tired of working. So I figured I'd show a little bit of what I'm doing and where we're at right now. I'm probably 2 to 3 weeks out, but I'm gonna take a minute and just show you some of the trenching I did. It took a little bit of time. I had some rocky and root-laden soil, so let's take a look at that right now. Real quickly, I'll just show you where I trenched from over here. This one took me the better part of a work week, just a couple nights of digging. My forearms were burned out and I had to take an extra day or two off just from swinging the pickaxe and all the gripping I'd been doing. So on the side over here, I had to dig this trench. That was pretty quick. It was soft up here. Then I had originally had two straight lines over here. I had to dig a trench here to curve it. So now I got rid of a couple elbows there. I dug the trench to this head. There's going to be a head right there. And then something similar. So now from here all the way down to my street down there, I had to hand trench all of that, including this little stretch here to another head. And once I got to about right here, it was murder. It was just, I was running alongside some some old poly, and then also I just had you can see how close I am to these hedges. I had a lot of roots, so this one broke me a little bit. It took me the better part of a week, so that was one of the things I've been up to. So let's go check out a couple other spots. All right, so in the front yard, I had about 15 feet down to the curb I had to dig out. I had a small little gap over here I had to hand trench, and then my wife helped me with all this. I had the trench curves like here, and then turn around. I had a curve over here I had to trench, and then up there, and let's see where else. So you walk over to the box. I cleared all this area out and made it a little more open, so now I know where I'm routing everything. I dug a bigger hole over here for all my valves and for the piping for my booster pump. So I got all that ready to go, and I just finished this entire front yard. I had to dig this out. I had to trench this whole distance, and then as we spin around, as I pan, I had another probably 15 foot that was curved down to the street there. That was a bit much, and we curved this corner here and curved another corner over there and dug out to the head. So basically I've just been doing a lot of prep work. This is another zone back here. We finished that. I had cut a couple copper galvanized pipes out over along here that were too close to the surface. They were kind of popping up because I caught them on a trencher again. So I think this area is almost done. I have one more head I have to dig to. So really what we've been doing is going zone by zone and getting them prepped while we wait for our parts to come in, and frankly while we take a little bit of a breather, because it is a pretty big job for two people doing it part-time and then doing it on the weekends. So that's mainly what I've been up to. Now I'm going to move over to discussing some of the parts I have purchased that are in my garage. I've got an assembly I'm kind of working on today for the booster pump, so let's go take a look at that. My garage is an absolute disaster area right now. I'm doing a mix. I'm doing a little workout while I'm doing all this stuff. I had these, when I moved in, I had these old sand-filled weights from, like, I don't know, the 1800s or something. They were in the house. They were left here, and turned out that during COVID, it's a big help having stuff like that. So I've been able to get workouts in, even though my gym finally opened back up and the base gym opened up. Just working out at home for a few more weeks. Let's see how that goes, the whole reopening. So I bought a whole bunch of parts. So I got right here on the right hand side is my old pump. It's almost identical to my new pump. It's a different company. This company isn't in business anymore on the right, or if they are, I don't know. I haven't been able to find anything. So I decided doing a whole new system. Not going to go with an old pump that I don't know how old it is, and I don't know how yeah, could go out next year, could go out next week, but it's going to go out for somebody else when I sell it. Anyway, so I got an assortment of parts here, different unions and nipples. Did he say nipples? He did say nipples. Nipples in the plumbing sense. I got a bunch of PVC and different size piping. So today I'm going to go put this guy over where I'm going to secure it, and on the side of the house I'm going to go and I'm going to start building everything and spacing it out, seeing how it all fits together, so I can take these sleeve anchors and I can get a hammer drill and drill that guy in and secure it, and then we'll be on our way. I had a hard time finding a lot of what I need. I was at Home Depot and Lowe's yesterday. Plumbing store didn't have what I was looking for. They were missing a couple things. I think everybody's just having trouble getting parts, so I'm not taking it personally. I think I'm going to go, once I see, I think I'm missing like 3 or 4 things, and then I can put it together. I'm going to go online today. I'm just going to order them and have them shipped. I'm over the spending all this time in Home Depot trying to find stuff that they don't have. So in any case, I'm going to go outside and put this all together, and we'll see how it looks. I've got all my parts kind of put together how I intend to lay it out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to cut out this hose bib. I just put that in temporarily. It's what I'm using to water my backyard. I'm using a bunch of hoses and a little sprinkler head. There's like no pressure, so like every 10 minutes I have to run off and move the sprinkler head so I can get some water in my yard. So I'm going to route the PVC around here. It's going to come up. I'm just going to have a coupler over here. I'm actually going to tee it right around here somewhere and put the hose bib over here. I just want it out of sight. And then I come around to this monstrosity. I'm going to come up. Now this guy over here is just a filter. Since I'm using secondary water, it's not clean necessarily. You can find all kinds of stuff in there floating around. So you put a filter in between that before it hits your pump, so you don't damage your pump. And then I've got a bunch of connectors. That T right there won't actually be there. I need a reducing or a reducer from 1.5 to 1 1/4, and I couldn't get one yesterday. And then I've got my going in my input, and then my output I'm going to have a union. And these guys, this guy is going to be my pressure switch, my low pressure switch. So one of the issues with running secondary is sometimes they shut it off and they don't tell you. And if your system's set to run automated and there's no water coming in, it'll just burn your pump up. Your pump will start running, it'll empty out the water, and you'll just be, it'll kill it. There'll be no pressure and you'll burn your pump up. It's happened to a bunch of people up here. So I put a low pressure switch in. If it goes below 12 psi, it'll just basically interrupt the electrical signal and stop it from running. And it's an easy reset to get it back where it was, so it runs the next time around. And the second one, the second T here, is going to be a pressure gauge, just so I have an idea what I'm doing. And this is just my ball valve that I'm going to use so I can prime the pump. I was going to put a priming nut in, but I think I'm just going to take the pressure gauge off, on and off, to when I want to prime it. So that's my, and then what'll happen is I'll come down here, and then I'll have a couple valves in here, two going to the front yard. That'll go one way, and then the other way will just go to the main going into my backyard. So I think I've got it all set up. I just got to go get some of the parts I am missing. I'm missing about 4 different things I need, and then I can actually, and plus I'm missing all the wiring. I didn't buy any of the wiring yet. I'm going to go to an electrical supply, make sure I have the right wiring. I'm running 240 volts out here, so I want to make sure I have the right supply, the right type of wiring, and need a couple other things there to get this all set up. But as it stands, I'm almost ready to put it together, and I got to do a little more digging because I don't like it out quite this far. So I'm going to move this line of PVC right here. I'm going to move it just over about 6 inches, I think. It's a little bit of overkill, but I want it to be when it's done. I don't want this there's a railroad tie that has to go here, and right now the way it's set up, that filter will be in the middle of where the railroad tie needs to be. And then eventually when I'm done, I'll build some kind of a ornamental gate to go around it, just so it's, you're not looking at my gas pump, my gas equipment, and my what is that thing called, my booster pump. I just noticed it was going blurry. So anyway, that's it for this video. It's slow going right now, and I'm sort of taking it a little bit easier. I was killing myself for a couple weeks, so I'll keep putting some videos up as I make some progress. I got a little bit of digging to do. I still got to go down in the basement and drill through the wall so I can run the wiring for all this stuff. So I got a bunch of little stuff to do. So I'll post videos as I get stuff done. And thanks for watching.